Chess. Chess? Using the Patrov defense, are we? Haha, bet you weren't expecting the Gonami Gambit. Everyone get down! This is a chess move! All this and more in Strange History. You've probably played at least one game of chess. You get the gist. The pawn moves forward, the bishop moves diagonally, the knights move in an L shape, rooks move vertically and horizontally, queens can go diagonally, horizontally, and vertically, and kings cry in the corner while I try and protect him. But do you know where the game originated? India! Home of snooker, Gandhi, and gluing yourself to the toilet after eating too much curry. You may be surprised to find out that chess has existed since the 6th century. Well, kinda. They called it chaturanga. In this version of chess, the only differences are the pieces.
No,
Queen is now the mantri.
I couldn't afford Sky TV.
The bishop is now ganja, aka the elephant. I don't know about you, but I'd much rather have a kick-ass war elephant than just some old fart. Although Chaturanga was made for 2 people, there was a game mode that let 4 people battle it out. This version of Chaturanga was mostly used to gamble money.
Let's go gambling!
Anyway, Chaturanga spread to lots of countries through word of mouth and manuscripts describing how the game is played. Eventually, chess landed in England in 1013. Unfortunately, Chaturanga lost its cool pieces in favour of Christian symbolism. You know, I always wondered why a bishop was a chess piece, but according to this article, medieval bishops frequently served in the army. Chess was played the same way for hundreds of years, until the Spaniards said, we really do not like the queen, she is how you say, shit. So they decided to update the queen's moveset, making it the most powerful piece on the board. Ta-da! Now you pretty much have chess as it's played today. Enough game talk, let's learn about the man who lost everything playing chess. Bobby Fischer. Bobby was a genius of sorts. His IQ was recorded at 181. That's a score even higher than Einstein's. He was introduced to the game of chess at just 6 years old. This was the start of his addiction. For hours and hours he would play, and when he was not playing, he was reading about how to play better. He didn't have any friends because of this unhealthy obsession, but Bobby didn't care.
I don't need friends. They disappoint me.
At just 13 years old, he would go up against Donald Byrne, one of the top players in America. This was dubbed the game of the century. After an intense showdown I don't have the patience to edit, he made a strategic queen sacrifice.
Fall.
And went on to win the game. This was just the start of his achievements. When he was 14, he won the US Chess Championships. The year after that, he became the youngest chess grandmaster. He was literally a genius at chess, so much so that he dropped out of school at just 16 years old to pursue it full time. Skipping ahead a bit, USA was in a Cold War with Russia, so they held a World Championship chess tournament to decide who was the bestiest between them. Bobby Fischer was to go up against Boris Spassky, a well-renowned chess grandmaster. But Fischer said, I ain't going to it! I want to get paid the big bucks! Suddenly, Fischer got a phone call.
Get your butt to Iceland right now, gosh darn it!
The bloody Secretary of State was hounding at Bobby to get his arse to the tournament. Fischer reluctantly accepted after an investment banker offered to pay double his paycheck. He arrived in Iceland and was in a foul mood. The first game he played against Boris, he lost. USA was nervous, but was certain that Bobby would pull it out of the bag in the second match. The next day came, but Bobby was nowhere to be found. He didn't show up to the game. Hello, hello, hello. Mr. Fischer, what's wrong? Why didn't you show up yesterday? I won't play another game until those damn video cameras start recording me. They're distracting. The tournament organisers conceded and allowed the third match to be played without TV cameras in the room. The third day, Bobby won the game. Then he won another, and then another, and another, and another, and another. Bobby won. Bobby did it. He reached the pinnacle of what a chess player could accomplish. Nothing could stop him. So he ended up insane, and the reason is somewhat disputed. During the FBI's investigation into Bobby's mother, because she lived in Russia for a few years, so obviously they had to investigate, they described her as being mentally unstable, leaving people to believe he may have inherited some form of paranoid schizophrenia. Another interesting hypothesis is that training in blindfold chess causes mental strain. You are unable to see or touch pieces, so what you would have to do was make up a mental image in your head to keep track of the chess pieces. Bobby was an extremely paranoid person. He thought that nations were trying to poison him, so he didn't enter into any more competitions for 20 years, until he ran out of money. So he played a rematch with Spassky for a whopping $5 million dues. The US were not happy about this. No US citizen could conduct business in Yugoslavia after the Cold War. But Bobby being Bobby, he couldn't give a flying fuck, so he went along with the rematch anyway. Bobby proceeded to win the rematch and bagged $3.35 million. I guess I'll head to Japan, seeing as though I can't go back home. He was now a fugitive of the United States of America, baby. He ended up marrying a Japanese chess player, thinking that because he was a spouse of a Japanese citizen, he could stay there and avoid the US authorities for defying sanctions. But he was unsuccessful, ending up in Japanese prison and giving us this polite interview.
Have you been gaining weight? Have you been eating well out there? Have you been eating sushis out there?
I've lost weight, yeah. You know, I just found out the other night, last night, I was looking over one of these prison guards, and I was studying his hairdo and his face and his mouth and his nose, you know? And I said, oh my God, this guy's, you know... So I started to say to him, I said, you know, you look like an effing... looks like an effing homo, huh? Are you a homo?
After he got out, he pleaded with Iceland to give him citizenship. They accepted him, and his dubious opinions on gay people, with open arms. He lived in Iceland until his death, where he faded into obscurity. Anyway, the moral of the story is, don't play chess, or you'll end up a fugitive of the United States of America. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. I'd like to say a special thank you to my top Patreon members, Fabia and Bambolina. You keep my channel alive. Once again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Seeing as though you've stayed to the end of the video, you probably enjoy my voice. So why don't you hear me ramble a bit more with less scripted content on my second channel, Gonna Me Live. See you there!